Okay, let's continue with chapter 5, sensation and perception. I left you with the quiz, or not a quiz, but a riddle. If you could help find this baby's mama. Of course, you see her right there giving her a little kiss. The baby's mama. Okay, that's just a weird picture. Do we have any criminal justice majors out there? Few? Okay. We're going to rely on your expertise. Can you help us find the criminal who is hidden? Can you help us find the criminal? Use your Sherlockian and Watsonian skills, right? And of course, there he is, the guy with the beard. I used to show this in class, and people would say, "He's in the house, dude." Well, that's not the correct answer. I've got two fish for you. This one, smaller one, $10. This one, bigger one, $15. Well, we know because of the illusion that's going on here, the size is relative, right? It's the positioning, it's the lines, and of course they're the same size. Just go ahead and buy the $10 one. You're not losing anything. How about this? Got a little closure issues here. Do you see a white triangle? And next thing you know, you're going to tell me you see dead people too? You don't have to answer that. Do you see the Pac-Man? But not Miss Pac-Man. Why? No bowl. Mueller, you're a liar. Now, the Mueller lie illusion is pretty cool because you've got two lines. This one looks longer than this one, but we know that they are actually the same length. The Mueller liar illusion, great illusion that fools our eyes. We get a sense of that Mueller liar illusion with these two lizards. Which one appears longer? Well, it looks like the one at the bottom is, but we know they're the same length. Our eyes are shortening this one with this inclusion, and this extension is lengthening this one. We got two lovers, torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool. It looks like the heart is leaning a little bit more to this direction, but we know that the heart is exactly in the middle. I know some of you are like, no. Let me stop the video and measure it. It's a good illusion. Well, they say, now who they are, they say that I'm looking for one of my props here. Let me grab it real quick. They say that the eyes are the windows to the soul. The eyes are the windows to the soul. And we're getting a lot of these eyes these days, or a lot of people wearing masks. I'm not the only person that wears a mask. Do we, and here's a sample view. This is what I was reaching for right here. It's an interesting structure, our eyeball, right? Where are my photographers out there? Because photographers know that the eyeball is the model for the camera. What do they have in common? Well, they both take images. They both store images. They both have similar parts, lenses. You don't want to scratch either one of those for sure. They respond to light in different forms or fashion. As a matter of fact, when we generally look at one another, we see an upside down version that's not even complete. But our brain, from the previous chapter, is so complex, it right-sides it up and it fills in the missing pieces. Take a look at this. Is AB line longer, or, AB, or is DC line longer? Which one appears to be longer? Well, it looks like DC is much longer, but we know that they're the same. Check out this illusion. Say the word as fast as you can, not the color. Say the word and begin. So our instinct is to read the word, but we see the color too, right? And that can throw us off dramatically. One of my students sent this to me, and it says, when you see it. And I'm thinking, see what? I see an elephant eating some plants, and then I saw an image on the ear. Can you see the image of the face on the ear? I'm telling you, this chapter, chapter 5, is better than drugs. Take my word on it. We've got some workers coming to the house this week. They're wondering if they should start upstairs or downstairs. Very strange. How about this one? This one was sent to me, and a translation is frog or horse, right? And I clearly see the horse, and I clearly see the frog. I was like, I don't get it. Until I moved the frog, it became the horse. And I moved the horse, it became the frog. Please do not show that to little children who are trying to learn their animals. Is this guy staring straight at you, or is it a profile of the fellow? Strange. You guys know Godzilla, right? Here's an image of Godzilla right here. Let me pull him up from my set of toys here. An image of Godzilla. If you're familiar with the Godzilla movies, you'll know that he used to hang out at Monster Island. There's other large creatures there, like this giant bird. And it looks like this giant bird has got some poor soul stuck in their beak. But yet, when you invert the image, it looks like a guy's gone fishing by an island. Do you see it? Somebody in class a few semesters ago said, well, that guy's a Mexican just because he wore a big hat. Check this out. This is used during World War I. The British use, and anytime there's wars going on, they always use a lot of propaganda, of course. The British said, we've got the Kaiser, right, the head of the German army. We got the Kaiser on the run. Why is he on the run? Because of the British Bulldog. That's amazing. That's amazing. We have this fella here, also from World War I propaganda. Let us pray, right? We're always trying to pray for peace, for the end of the war. And then it switches over to let us pray. And you can see the spelling of the word pray changes, and so does definition. Of course, you've seen this one. This is what the woman looked like before 6 beers, right? And this is what she looks like after 6 beers. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, you got a job waiting for you at Disneyland. Take a look at this one. This one always makes me nauseous every time I just look at it. Do you see the inside of a tunnel or the top of a mountain? Ooh. Okay, enough of that. I'm getting sick. So you're traveling and you're not sure which way is the hospital. Which direction is the hospital? You've seen this one before. Grandma and Grandpa. It's more than Grandma and Grandpa. Besides the goblet between them, you see a lot of other images, including Grandpa playing the guitar. There's a woman in the doorway and so forth. And good news, this weekend coming up, one of you in the audience is getting engaged, but they're giving you the impossible ring. Trust your spidey instincts. How about this one? Do you see 4 people in this image? You should see a man and woman standing up. You should see the profile. You look at this image over in the corner here, and that could be either his hand or a dog laying down there. But you might see some profiles right on both ends of this, and you might see an image over here too. There's more than 4. Do you see pillars or ships? How about this one? This guy's got a little concert going on. Full house. How many deers do you see, deer? There's supposed to be 5 deers, and I see a couple instantly, but where the rest is, I'm not sure. I did have somebody a few semesters ago say, well, this deer is pregnant, and I don't think that's the correct answer. Has anybody ever been to Rome, Italy? If you go to Rome, you're going to see men and women dressed as the ancient Romans. And by the way, they're sort of like the folks in Hollywood. If you stand and take pictures with them, you should hand them a few coins, right? Take a look at this column. Is there a center column in this image or not? Sure seems to be, but then it sort of dissolves, right? Before our very eyes. So let's talk about the ear. The ear, which I have a fragment here of the portions of our ear, and you can see some of the small bones that are part of our ear, the anvil and the stirrup and so forth, the hammer. Very small fragments. We have to take care of our ears. We don't think much about our ears, right? Some of us hide our ears, some of us adorn our ears. We hang things on them or attach to them. But hearing is no laughing matter. We take it for granted. And there's conduction deafness and there's nerve deafness. And with conduction deafness, of course, we can do something about that. Here's an advertisement I pulled out of something that you can purchase to improve one's hearing, assuming you have conduction deafness. And you can see how small the hearing aid is for some people who can utilize that one. We have to take care of our hearing because we're exposed to constant sound, especially if we live near a busy street with lots of traffic, perhaps a freeway or a toll road. You can see it comes down to decibels. Now, the term decibel comes from increments of 10 and Bell from Alexander Graham Bell. We have everything from a space shuttle launch, incredible high decibels, to loud concerts. I don't know if you've ever been to a loud concert. I've been to a few, and that's why my hearing isn't that great to this day. My brother and I went to a concert some years ago, and they played really loud music, and we were right by a giant amplifier. So here's some pictures we took of that band. They were called the Ramones, right? I don't know if you're familiar with that group back in the day. There's another group that made lots of noise. It's called the Sex Pistols, right? There's Johnny Rotten himself. Took that picture too. So it's all about our ears and protecting our eardrums. That's why, with nerve deafness, we have some control over that. We're still working on conduction deafness, that is. We have some control over. We can amplify sounds, for example. Nerve deafness, we're making a little small progress in that area too. Right? Here's some more images. Do you see a man wearing a helmet, or do you see the plumber? Say no to crack. I alluded to sound earlier, and it's amazing how we get used to sound. That's called sensory adaptation. We just get used to so much loud noise, or perhaps a very fragrant smell. If anyone out there has ever cooked with fish sauce, it has a very distinct smell, and people come over to your house and say, "What is that smell?" And you're like, "What smell?" Right? They don't smell it too much. So we got sweet and sour and salty and bitter and umami, and they're thinking about adding some more to this list. And it's amazing that when it comes to your taste buds, by age 50, you lose about half your taste buds. So the things that I'm tasting is not the same thing as some of you would be tasting, even though we're eating the same meal. Certainly not what I was used to eating when I was much younger. A nice illusion here. Do you see the old woman or the young woman? When you look carefully, you can see both. It goes back and forth. Here's the male version. This is called husband and father-in-law. You should see a young fella and an old man. Old man is a profile, young fella's kind of looking away. Can you look at somebody and tell that they're a liar? Right? Is this person a liar by looking at his face? Of course he is. Because look, it's written all over his face. Actually, it goes this way. Yeah, there you go. Voila. It's all about contrast. Check out this. Got two inner circles, right? We got an inner circle to the left, we got an inner circle to the right. And yet, which one looks bigger, right? Well, this side does. But we know in reality they're the same size. It's all due to contrast. All due to contrast. Now for the review. I want to describe the Sanchez family in detail. We got the Lee family. It's for another class, unless you're in that class. It's an Asian American emphasis class. Tell me what term was associated with it. The second question is to describe sensation and perception, at least 3 of the images I showed you during lecture. That you could do these things with your eyes closed. Sanchez family or Lee family, sensation and perception. I'm going to stop right there and see you for chapter 6.